to my channel. Today's video is going to be a relationship advice video. I went on Instagram and I asked you guys if you guys wanted to send over some relationship advice questions so I can answer them here on camera for you guys. I've been doing a lot of sit down videos and I see that you guys are actually enjoying the questions. You guys feel a little bit more involved. It kind of feels like we're having that one-on-one conversation. So I wanted to do this one specifically for you guys who are in relationships right now and are probably having a little bit of problems getting through some certain situations. So I wanted to give you guys my advice so you guys can try to get through this. So I think maybe like a couple of years ago I had said that I was going to do a relationship advice video and I never did it. So I'm glad that I'm finally, after like so many years, doing it, because I know there's a lot of you guys, after seeing an old video of mine of my previous relationship, I was getting so many questions on how to get over someone and how to move on and how to learn to love yourself, and you know, all of these questions that a lot of people I feel like go through on a daily basis. So I'm excited to do this video for you guys. So if you guys are interested, keep on watching. So if you guys are new to my channel, hi, my name is Blanca Yvette. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you guys leave to join the family. If you guys are not new here, then welcome back. So let's go ahead and get started with the first question. Okay, so the first question is, how would you feel if your man was liking girls' pictures that were his type? So I feel like this is a question that's a little bit hard to answer because I don't know specifically how your relationship is. Now, is your, boyfriend someone who has constantly cheated on you, has lied in the past, or, is he, like, I need to know a little bit more to the relationship. And not saying that I feel like guys should just be liking girls' pictures. It's just there's girls who could have been his friends. Like, I feel like this question is just very vague. I feel like I need a little bit more detail. If you're just worried about him liking another girl's pictures, I feel like you having communication with letting him know that it's bothering you, for you to let that person know. I feel like a lot of the time girls think guys just know right from wrong, and they don't. Like, they do, o sea, hacen pendejos, you know what I mean? But you have to literally just remind them, let them know, like, hey, this is bothering me. I don't like that you do this. I feel like a lot of the time we want them to just guess that there's something wrong with us, or that they shouldn't be doing these things, because it's common sense. But you have to have that communication where you let him know, like, look, this is bothering me and I don't like it, and if it's bothering you, you should definitely address the situation. And if he continues to do it, then there's a problem there, because now you're addressing the issue, and if he is not cooperating with you addressing that, then there's just no respect there. So I feel like those are things that a lot of the questions are going to be answered with communication, guys. You always have to be I'm a very direct person. If something's bothering me and I need to, like, I will tell Lisa at that moment, like, I will call him out at that moment, like, dude, you don't do that. Like, you just made me feel uncomfortable, or you know what I mean? Like, I used to be the opposite, where I would build up all of this animosity and I would just be so upset until finally I would just blow up, and I'd be like, okay, genuinely bothering you, talk to him, let him know. And if he still continues to do so, then that's another issue that we need to talk about. The next question is, what can I do to seduce my husband or give him a hint that I want to make love? So I feel like guys, they just jump on you all the damn time with no problems. And I feel like girls should be able to do the same. Like, you should not be embarrassed or shy about wanting to get it in with your man, like, guys don't need much. Like, just look at him and then he's gonna be like, oh, she wants him, and then that's your way in. Next question, is sex important in a relationship? I think sex is very important in a relationship, but that might be just because I'm a very sexual person myself. I have had friends and family members and just people in my life that have not been sexual, and to them it's not something that's important or anything like that. But I feel like it is very important, and not just because it's sex and it makes you feel good, but at least for myself, like, I feel like it's a moment where you just feel very intimate and very just passionate, and you build that connection with the person that you're with. Of course, if you're just doing it to get it in and just, bang bang shoot to train, then that's a whole different situation. But I feel like it's important in a relationship because you genuinely just feel that connection with someone when you are making love to them and you are caressing your body and doing the damn thing. So Yes, I agree. I think that sex is very important in a relationship, and people should be having a lot of sex in their relationship. How to deal with an envidiosa sis-in-law. I haven't gone over to my boyfriend's house in a year because of her. So I feel like that could be a little bit difficult for, I don't have any sister-in-laws because of my husband, because he has no sisters. But I have had, you know, obviously other relationships where my boyfriends had sisters, and I honestly feel like I've always had very good relationships with the sister. I feel like it's hard. It's hard sometimes to not have that good communication or that good relationship with your sister-in-law, or like your mother-in-law, or your father-in-law, or your brother-in-law. I feel like those things definitely take a toll into your relationship if you do not have those solid relationships. So I don't know why you and your sister-in-law are not getting along, but if it's because she's jealous of her brother, or she doesn't like you for her brother for whatever reason, then that's something that definitely needs to be addressed, especially to take the next step in your relationship. If you guys are just boyfriend and girlfriend right now, it might not matter, you know, you guys going over to, you know, you might not going over to his house, but if there is a commitment there that's going to be done in the next couple of months or years, you need to make sure that that relationship is at least good, because you don't want there to be some type of drifting, you know, where you don't go over, or you don't like go over to like family parties, or the communication's not there between the brother and the sister. Family is so important to me that I just couldn't imagine like my husband or my or like Ulisa's, like, yeah, my husband or like me not having a relationship with his family, or him not having a relationship with my family, just because it's so important, and you need that solid team around you to always keep things going. Like I said, I don't know why you and your sister-in-law are not getting along, but I would definitely try to at least address the situation, try to talk to her, try to figure out what's going on, let your significant other know, like, hey, like, I don't know what's going on, but I feel like this is getting to the point where I can't take it anymore, and something needs to get done. Because this whole, like, you ignoring the fact that you don't want to go over to his house or anything like that is only going to continue to get worse as you progress in your relationship. So I feel like it's very important to have a good relationship, guys, with the people that are in your spouse's or your boyfriend's life, because at the end of the day, they're the people who also, you know, kind of, I don't know how to word it, like they definitely help build, especially once you have children, and you know, the relationship that they have with your kids and the relationship that you have, like all that is so important to me. So I feel like whatever it is, try to work through it, because it's probably not even worth what you guys are going through right now. What do I do if my man doesn't want to marry and just wants to stay juntados? So are you guys living together? I would just propose to him. No, I'm just kidding. I would not propose to him. I feel like that's definitely such a hard conversation to have with someone, because I personally, as like me myself, like, I call me, you know, all like cheeseball, whatever, but I always dreamed of the moment that I was going to get married and have like my fairy tale wedding, and you know, I wanted to, you know, go get married by church and have my dad walk me down the aisle, and you know, I always wanted that. Like, that was always like my dream since I was little. Like, I've always, I mean, not when I was little, like I wasn't thinking about that, but growing up I always thought this is what I want for myself. So I feel like, me personally, I would be very upset, just like you are, that your spouse does not want to get married. But those are conversations that you need to understand why. You need to ask him, like, well, why don't you want to get married? Like, you don't know. Sometimes you don't know what people are going through. What if, like, he came from a broken family, or he doesn't believe in marriage, or he, like, those are things that you definitely need to talk about, because although you love this person, if they're not giving you that 100% commitment of meeting you halfway, then those are, and I'm not saying like break up with him because he doesn't want to get married, because there's some people who don't believe in marriage. They just don't believe in having that paper or that extra thing. Like, the reason why, I'm gonna go in a little bit more detail into marriage, the reason why I feel like marriage was always so important to me, and it's not just a piece of paper, because I feel like it just kind of makes people work a little harder, if that makes any sense. So when you were boyfriend and girlfriend, at least myself in previous relationships, it was always so easy for me to just be like, I'm leaving. or I'm just gonna go, like it's over, we're done, we're breaking up. Like everything always ended in a breakup. Like everything was always like, let's not be together. And when I got with Ulises, he was a complete opposite. He was like, you're not breaking up with me. Like, you're not going to be breaking up with me and going back out with me and breaking up with me. Like, that's not how I roll. Either you're with me and you make it work, or you're not. So that was a transition as boyfriend and girlfriend. But then getting married, to me, it's not just a paper. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about like the big things like infidelity in your marriage, or I think like that's like the main thing, or abuse or anything like that. Like that, that's different, you know, that's like a whole different category. But just communicating and not just being so quick to just be like, I'm leaving, or I don't want to be with you anymore, or you know what, this isn't working out. My first year of marriage was probably the hardest year ever. It was just adjusting to being with someone 24/7, and you know, like learning to cook and clean, and like being a housewife and working, and then thinking about children and all those things. Like they were so hard that if I was probably just moved in with Ulises, I probably would have been like, you know what, like this is not working out, I'm going back to my parents' house, like I just can't do it. So I feel like in that sense, it makes you work a little harder to make your relationship work and make the marriage actually work, as opposed to just being juntados and then getting mad and then splitting, you know, both ways. Now there's another end where there's people who are like, well, I'd rather move in with the person that I'm with, because if I know that it's not gonna work out, at least I'm not forced to be there, which is also another thing. But it's kind of like it's kind of like one end and one end. Like I always like to see both sides and both people's perspectives, because everybody is so different. So like he's someone who just doesn't value marriage and doesn't want to get married, and that's a conversation that you need to have with him, and you need to let him know why it's so important for you as well, you know, like understand. And maybe him hearing you out and knowing like, look, I want to get married because this is why and why and why and why I believe that this is what I want, then it might help him understand why it's so important to you, and make that commitment to just be like, okay, you know what, like this is what I want for us. So it's all about communication, guys, letting that person know what you need and what is expected. Next question: how do you learn to love yourself after being in so many bad relationships? That is a tough one. That is a very, very tough one to get out of. I feel like still, even till this day, and not speaking about my relationship with my husband because he has been nothing but amazing to me, but you are so used to and so comfortable with being a certain way and having so much toxic stuff, just the way that, especially if you were in a relationship at a very young age, you know how they say things that your parents went through and what you see growing up really reflects on how you are as an adult. I definitely believe that. I feel like a lot of the characteristic things that I have now, a lot of traits that I have developed because of being in toxic relationships. How to learn to love yourself, I honestly feel like that's the first step. You being alone, you know what I mean? Like taking that relationship and just being alone, being in a relationship with yourself, learning how to do things for yourself and not depending on anybody else but yourself, you know? If you're seeking a compliment from your spouse, if you are seeking validation from your spouse, if you are seeking reassurance from the person that you're with, then you're not going to be happy. You know how a lot of people are always like, well, he doesn't make me happy. Someone that you are with, their job is not to make you happy. Like you have to be happy within in order for you guys to share a happy relationship together. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen yourselves, put yourselves in this scenario right now where you wake up, you're having a bad day and you're just pissed off at the world. And mind you, it has nothing to do with your significant other. You just woke up in a fucked up mood and you're starting your day angry, like you're just upset, you're mad at whatever it is. It might be your eyeliner didn't come out right, or you woke up late, or you know, something's just not working out with you, and then your significant other says freaking good morning, and then you snap, you know, and it's just like, why are you telling me good morning, or whatever. Like it doesn't even have to be a good morning, but you snap at the person that you're with, and now they feel attacked and they're like, well, what the hell did I do? Like I didn't even do anything, but you're just upset for whatever reason you are upset. That is going to take a toll onto your relationship. I hope that scenario like really made sense. But who you are as a person and how you decide to do things or talk about things or your happiness, like all of that's going to reflect on how happy you are in your relationship. And I feel like that's something that I learned the really, really hard way, just because I was so used to always thinking that the person that I was with needed to make me happy, and they weren't doing what they had to do to keep me, you know, happy, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, in reality, when that time, that break of leaving the relationship that I was in to meeting my now husband, in between that, there was, you know, talking with, you know, different guys. I was gonna say a lot of guys, but it wasn't that many. It was like 10. No, I'm just kidding. I had like guys in between, obviously, that I would talk to, that, you know, we would go on dates. I focused a lot on myself. I was going out. I was hanging out with my friends. I was really just figuring myself out. I had just got a new job. I was so driven to just work. My work ethic has always been like I have always had an amazing work ethic. I've been working since I was 15 years old, you know? So it's like, I have always worked my ass off. And I feel like when I started finally feeling that independence, like I'm making good money, you know, like I'm in a corporation, a good job in a huge corporation, you know, where I am being valued in my job. I bought my first car, I started making my payments, and then I moved out, and just having that sense of independence really helped me build the person that I am today. So when I joined with Ulises, we were just both so driven and so independent, and so like, Ulises knows that I don't need him. You know, like I need him in my life because he's an amazing father and he's an amazing husband, and I need that in my life to fill me, as far as like that thing that completes me. But I don't need him to survive, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Like I don't need him to be to make me happy. I don't need those things. Like as long as I know that he's happy and that I'm happy in our separate ways, we come in and we provide a good, happy home for our children. So learning to love yourself, I just feel like you need to take some time to yourself, be single for a while, learn to really appreciate yourself, compliment yourself, tell yourself that you're beautiful. You're not here to make any, you don't get ready for anybody else but yourself. Like, don't mind, like when I get ready, I love that Ulises will be like, oh my God, you look beautiful. But I don't get ready for me to go downstairs for him to tell me that I look beautiful. I get ready so I can feel good about myself, so I feel cute. So if I'm going to the store, I'm like, yes, I look fucking cute. You know what I mean? Like those are the things that you have to think about, and not depend on the person that you're with to make those things come out. Amen. Next question. I like a guy, but I don't want to make the first move since he doesn't know who I am. Make the first move, girl. Make the first move. Like I personally, I was always super aventada, like not even like, oh my God, like let me go ask this guy's number, but I always felt like I needed to make sure that my presence was known. I don't know if that's just the Leo in me, but anytime, like when I was dating, when I was at the club, when I was like trying to get guys' attention, like I always made sure that they knew that I was staring at them from across the bar for them to come and talk to me. You know, I feel like there's nothing wrong with you making the first move. I made the first move in my whole relationship with Ulises. I literally practically asked him to marry me, you know what I mean? But I feel like I was always very like forward, and there's nothing wrong with that. Don't be scared, don't be shy. The worst thing he can say is what? No, I highly doubt it. You are a beautiful girl, and I promise you that you'll probably be surprised how this could bloom into something really good if you decide to just put yourself out there. Next question. If your best friend doesn't like the guy that you're in a relationship with, what's the best thing to do? Oh, so I feel like that goes into, like, that deserves its own video, just because being in a friendship with someone and not liking their significant other is probably one of the hardest things to go through, because I feel like I've gone through a lot of situations like this. Even me, when I was in high school, I had two best friends, and although we are still good friends now, it's kind of different. When we were in high school, they hated, and absolutely hated, the person that I was with, because he used to treat me like shit. He was a liar, a manipulator, a cheater, and I was always just defending him. Like, no, he's not like that. No, he doesn't do that. No, he would never. No, you know what I mean? And it's like, I knew deep down inside that he wasn't good for me. My friends knew he wasn't good for me, and I chose the person that I was with. instead of like my friends, you know what I mean? And then I broke up with them. I mean, not with my friends, but I broke up with my boyfriend, and then like I had nobody. Like I didn't have any type of support. Like my friends weren't there anymore. Like I was by myself, I was alone, and I was just like, what the hell did I do? And why did I put myself in this situation where I literally blocked everybody off and had no type of support? You know, if your friends don't like him, it's probably for a reason. It's probably because they might see something that you don't see. And that's what I'm just guessing out of this scenario. I don't know what the situation is or why your friend doesn't like your boyfriend. But usually it's because your friends genuinely do want better for you sometimes, you know? And like I said, I didn't know that back then. I felt like I was so involved into my relationship. Like I just wanted to be with my boyfriend, that I didn't care who I was losing. I didn't care. I didn't even have a good relationship with my sisters once upon a time when I was in a relationship with my ex-boyfriend. And it's like, those are the things that you definitely start valuing once you learn to be by yourself, because it's like, you should never have to stop or pick and choose people. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard. That's just really hard for you to figure out. I feel like your friend, no matter what, she's gonna want what's best for you, and she's probably going to be there for you until something happens, and then she's gonna be like, I told you so. You know what I mean? And if you have, excuse me, if you have a solid ass friend like that, that's like, you know what, I'm just gonna stick through it with you and be here for you, and like watch this happen, then you have a solid ass friendship. You know what I mean? Because she's still there even though she knows that you're up in the ass fuck because you're there. You know what I mean? And I have been that friend. I've also been the friend who has witnessed a friendship with a toxic person, and I honestly wish that I could have been a better friend, because there's times when I do regret ever allowing the person's significant other to get in the way of our friendship, because I knew that what we had was way more special. So I feel like that's tough. Like I feel like I've seen both sides. Like I've been the friend and I've been the person who has had the friend you know, back off and not want to be around anymore, and it's such a fucked up situation to be in. But you need to have that conversation with your friend before it gets worse. I would definitely not pick your significant other or pick your best friend or vice versa. You guys need to have a conversation where she needs to realize, like, look, I need you to be my friend. Like, I need you to not care about anything else but just be here for me and be my friend. And tell your significant other, like, look, you're making me look stupid as fuck, and if you mess this up for me and make me look dumb and make me lose my friendship, like, no. You know what I mean? Like, those are the two things you have to make sure that you address. Like, he needs to know that he needs to stop getting into your friendship, and your friend needs to understand that that respect is there where you're not going to get into that friendship. You know what I mean? Because like I said, it's a fucked up situation to be in, and I have lost friends because of situations like this, and it's not fun, because having a breakup with a friend is, I feel like, 10 times worse than having a breakup with like a significant other. So yeah. Another question, does dick size matter? So I used to be a very strong believer in your dick size does matter. I feel like, and I can't sit here and be like, oh my god, well, all the dicks I've experienced, because I haven't, you know what I mean? I have only been with 2 guys and that's it. But I have friends, I have cousins, I have people in my life who have told me a bunch of stories and who have shared with me, you know, the little chode community and the big penis community and just the shapes and sizes. And I am somebody who, I've always told you, I'm very sexual. I've experimented with myself. I feel like I've always been very vocal. I feel like lately you guys have learned more about that, like, oh my god, I didn't expect Blanca to be so sexual, blah blah blah, because I've never just been so vocal about like, this is what I like. But I'm very comfortable speaking about sex. I'm very comfortable speaking with my significant other about sex. Ulysses and I talk about these things all the time. I've always been very comfortable in my sexuality, and that's always just something that has always been important to me. So I used to think that only a big one could make you happy, and that is 100% not true. I feel like that's not all that matters. You know what I mean? And how can I say this without saying too much, because I don't want you guys to visualize something that may or may not be true, but like I'm very happy with Ulysses's life package, whatever it is, but I don't think that that's what's making me happy. Like I feel like the guy that you are with needs to know what to do with his package, because there's some guys that I'm sure have some little ass chodes and are probably over there rocking some girl's life. You know what I mean? Like that's where I feel like you need to learn how to be a sexual, you need to be comfortable with how you communicate. Like I am very vocal with Ulysses. Like I can tell him like, I don't like that, or that doesn't feel good, you know, or oh my god, you better figure it out, and you better make sure that by the time we're done, I am happy leaving this bedroom, you know what I mean? So it's like you have to be very vocal, and I feel like if you have somebody who is willing to please and doesn't want to just get pleased and is actually a pleaser, it doesn't matter how big or how small his penis is. Like you're gonna feel satisfied because they're gonna know how to rock your world because they've already experimented you. Drops mic. Sure, my nipple doesn't show. So yeah, guys, it doesn't matter. I used to say it does, you know, but then again, I can't relate either because I don't have a little chode at home. So I don't know, guys. You're on your own. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, okay? How do you gain trust again with someone new? I feel like when you are starting a new relationship, you should never bring your past into that relationship. That is the number one most horrible thing that you can do. You are going to self-sabotage yourself. Do not bring those feelings into your new relationship. And if you are feeling those, don't get into the relationship. Don't even put yourself through it. Don't go into it. Do not go and make someone else toxic by you being this person, because mind you, in the beginning of my relationship with Ulysses, I'm so glad that he was so patient with me, because I was in a fucked up ass state of mind where I was just like always comparing him to the person that I was with before him. Like, oh, you're gonna do this, or oh, don't say those comments to me because it's bringing me back to like this situation, or don't do that because my ex-boyfriend used to do that, you know. And it's like, that is the worst thing that you can do. You need to go in there with a clear state of mind. You have to remember that not everybody is the same, guys. Like, I know that the previous video, you know, kind of scarred a lot of people where you guys are like, oh my god, like people are liars and cheaters, but not everybody is like that. There's a lot of good people out there that genuinely love and who genuinely want to see their significant other happy. So I definitely feel like you need to treat every relationship like a new relationship. So how to get over a breakup. I know time heals everything, but sucks being depressed. Time does heal everything, and I feel like it's gonna take a long time. Be patient. And like I said, getting over a breakup is not the easiest thing. It took me maybe like a year, I want to say maybe like a year and something to like get over the person that I was with prior to my relationship. And like I said, the best thing that I could have done was just being single. And then when I finally got into a relationship, I was still in like a fucked up mindset where I was still like, not that I was missing my ex-boyfriend, but I was just like, shit, like, is this the right thing to do? Like, am I jumping into my relationship too fast, or am I gonna mess this up, or is he gonna be just like my ex-boyfriend? You start psyching yourself up, and you just need to know that you need to heal yourself first on the inside, and then that will reflect on how you have your relationship after that. But time does heal everything, so just be patient. I know that that's super cliche, like, oh, time heals everything, but it really does. You will get through this. You will be okay. This is not the end of the world. And when you get through this, you're gonna laugh about it, and you're gonna be like, remember when I was feeling like this? Oh my god, I'm so dumb, you know? Like, you're really gonna remember those things and be like, I cannot believe that I went through that. But those things, they build you. You are meant to go through those things so you can become a better version of yourself. So just know that every lesson, every bad thing is always a lesson, guys. Always remember that. You will always learn from your lessons, learn from your mistakes, like learn from all of these things, because those are the things that are going to build you into the person that you're going to be. Do men really change? Do they stop cheating? How to get out of a toxic relationship? I do think that people change. I am one who always believed in second chances. I feel like I believe in second chances and third chances and fourth chances. Like, I've always been one that's like, but see, this is the difference between myself and another person. I feel like I always want to heal people, if that makes any sense. Like, I always feel like I have the power to heal people and to change them, and in reality we don't. Nobody has that power. Nobody has that power to make someone change. Like, this person needs to change because of themselves. And I feel like that's why I've always been very like, okay, well, like very forgiving. Like, okay, we'll get through this. We'll get through this. Till finally I got to a point in my life where I was like, you know what? Like, this person's not changing and this person's not doing these things. But I definitely feel like you need to give people the chance to do that. If you see that this person is not changing after 20 times, then okay, then there's a problem there. But if you're just giving up on that second chance, and this could be anything, you know what I mean? Like, she's saying, do people, if someone cheats, do you think they can change? I definitely do feel like, I don't believe in the saying once a cheater, always a cheater. I feel like people do grow up, people do change, but they need to change because they want to change, not because you're telling them that they need to do this. They need to feel that for themselves. They need to feel like they lost everything or they're not getting it back. They're changing for themselves. Like, it needs to come from them, because I definitely feel like people deserve to not be labeled off their mistakes, because we're all humans. We all make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. As long as you know that this person regretted it and genuinely wants happiness for you, then I do believe that you should give it a shot and try to make them understand how much it's hurting you. And you know what? They might change one day and it might not be with you, and that's okay too. I feel like I had a friend back then where she would be like, I don't want to leave him and I don't want to break up with him because I'm scared that he's going to go and make someone else happy when he couldn't do that for me. And I feel like that's something that a lot of people fear when they're in a relationship. They don't want to see their significant other making someone else happy when you know that they've worked so hard to build them into the person that they are now. But that's not your job. They're going to change for who they want to change for, and they're going to commit to the person that they want to commit to. But I do believe that people can. I'm going to answer just one last question, just because I feel like this video is getting really long. But is it stupid to get back with someone after they cheated on you? I don't feel like that's stupid. I feel like we don't know what people are going through. And like I said, I've been there before, so this is why I feel like I have such an open mindset. I have friends who have been like, this girl's dumb, like, why is she doing that? Or why is she forgiving him? Or why is she even putting herself in that situation? Oh my God, I would never get back with anybody when they cheat on me. Like, it's so easy for somebody to say, I would never, until you're in that situation. And then you don't know how to deal with that situation. That's why you should never say, I would never forgive this person, or I would never allow this person to treat me this way, or I would never, because you genuinely don't know what you would do until you're in that situation. And mind you, like, I feel like there's been many times where I've said, like, I would never allow somebody to cheat on me. And mind you, I was in a relationship where my significant other would cheat on me probably every fucking weekend. You know what I mean? And I was still there. So it's like, there's certain things that people need to realize. So don't be so quick to judge other people's actions. Don't be so quick to judge your friend if she's forgiving her cheating boyfriend. Don't be so quick to judge the person that decided to let it go and stay with the person after somebody lied to them or something happened. I definitely don't judge at all. Like, I feel like it sucks seeing the person that you care about be treated this way, because you know that they don't deserve it. But I don't think that they're stupid. I don't think that you're dumb for forgiving him if this is what you want to do. Now, if you're already like at the point where you're just staying there because you feel like that's all you deserve, then that's different. I feel like if you genuinely feel like there's something that can be fixed there, fight for it. But if you're just there because you think you don't deserve anything better, or you don't deserve to be treated any better, or you don't deserve to have respect, then there's something within yourself that needs work. Because you need to be able to have that respect where you know that you deserve everything. You deserve 100% attention. You deserve 100% loyalty. You deserve to be loved by this man, and you be the only person that this man is loving. So with that being said, if you decide to forgive your cheating boyfriend, I am no one to judge. I don't feel like you need to explain that to anybody but yourself. My only advice for this specific person, if they are cheating on you, is just get to a point in your life, whether this is still with him or not with him, but get to a point in your life where you know that you're going to be okay without him. Because the moment that you start giving this person power and making them feel like they have that over you, and that, oh, well, I could cheat on her any day because she's still going to be here. The moment you give this person that power, then that's where you fucked up already. You know what I mean? That's the part where you're allowing this person to continue to do these things because they know that you are weak. You're a weak person and you're never going to be able to be anything without this person. Myself included. I feel like that was that mentality that I had, where I felt like I didn't deserve to be treated any different because that was just what I was used to. That was what I was comfortable with. And all I thought about was I love him and I don't want to be with anybody else but him. And that was it. You know what I mean? So when you put yourself in those situations, you need to learn how to value yourself, and you're going to start seeing, once you feel like committed, determined, like I am that bitch, I feel good, I got this, I don't need anybody to make me happy, I am my own happiness, you're gonna see how everything else, all the cheating, all the lying, all those things are just going to just vanish, because you're gonna know that you deserve better. If that makes sense. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's little TED Talk. But if you guys enjoy these types of video, make sure you guys give this video a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you guys can subscribe to my channel. We are on our way to 800,000 subscribers and I'm so freaking excited. It's like I can taste the 1 million already. But if you guys all enjoyed today's video, thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you guys on my next one. Love you guys.